Hello, my name is Gwen, and welcome to your practice. Go ahead and grab a blanket. Fold it around this size. So this is a Mexican blanket, and I folded it a few times now so that it's around 2 feet long as your spinal column from the base to the back of the skull. And then roll and bring that all the way into your mat at the top. You may need some elevation at the tops of your head, so you might need to raise that just a wee bit. So have a pillow handy or a yoga block handy. You might even have it like a T, another blanket right at the top. But explore. So today's practice, our theme is beginners. So whether it is your first time or you've been here for a long time is of no concern. I want you to explore like you've just landed in your body for the first time. So bring your beginner's mind. So butt your lower back into the blanket and then come down. And then as you come down, notice, is your neck, your chin upward and your neck open to the ceiling? Or is the back of your skull resting and the chin feeling like it's closer to the heart center? So that's what you want. You want the chin a little closer to the heart center. If it's way up and out like this, there's a tightness in the back. So if that's you, then just elevate the head just a wee bit with a block or a blanket or a pillow. And then allow yourself to close your eyes and feel into your support. Does it feel like you can settle? Does it feel grounded? Does it feel safe, stable? What does that feel like for you? Does it feel like you can be here forever? Does it feel like heaven on earth? We want it to feel like that. Someplace that you can be for a while here in this passive, supported back bend, where the shoulders sink down a wee bit more each exhale. And each inhale, you might feel the heart center rise. So come into the Ujjayi breath, our victorious breath. In through the nose and out through the nose. Let the knees remain bent and heel toe your feet wide, toes inward just a wee bit, so the inner knees can knock. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth like a natural sigh. Inhale through the nose, nice and full and deep. Exhale. Then in and out through the nose now. Notice the breeze at the back of the throat. Our throat lock, the top of the container. So now we have full control of the top of the container through the back of the throat, our Jalabandha. Notice the sound, listen. Does it sound like an ocean sound, waving in and out? Come into your breath a little more and count for a comfortable count of 5 or 6 in. And a comfortable count of 5 or 6 out. Draw your awareness down to the base of the spine here. Feel the seat, the sit bones, anchor.
Feel that landmark, the bones come downward. Stay with the breath. And we'll come into that lock at the bottom of the container. Our root lock, our Mula Bandha. Each exhale, it naturally draws upward. As we draw our awareness to this area, we gain a little more control. It's very strong, very soft and subtle. So on the next exhale, like you have to go to the bathroom, hold very softly. As you exhale, you will naturally release. Inhale and exhale. I might have said that backwards. Might be one of those days. That's okay. So as you inhale, it lets go. As you exhale, it draws upward. Inhale, you release. Exhale, it contracts. And then go ahead on your next natural exhale and draw your awareness to the navel center, the 6-inch diameter wrapped around the navel. Inhale, allow the navel to expand. As you exhale, draw it in closer to the spine, just a wee bit. Inhale, feel and sense the expansion of the belly. Exhale, draw it in. This is our navel lock, our Uddiyana Bandha. Say that 10 times. Have some fun here. As you inhale, feel and sense this area. Exhale, draw it a little closer to the spine, igniting our wrapping muscle. Just like a corset. Each exhale, it draws you a little closer, wrapping us right to that spine. Inhaling nice and full and deep. And as you exhale, draw your awareness into the navel. Notice what you feel. So if you have any discomfort in the lower spine, or you've been gardening and bending over quite a bit, come into it mindfully in your yoga practice and off and out of your yoga practice. So on or off the mat. Come into these supports that are right here for you. So how about one more breath just like this? Count that inhale, nice and slow and deep. And exhale. Beautiful. Then from here, gently roll to one side. Take your blanket now and come to your forearms with bent knees. So look right through the knees. Chin is closer to the chest. Root right underneath where you think the shoulder blades and the beginning there, the bottom, let's say, of the shoulder blade. Girls, it'll be your bra strap area. Then bring one hand to the back of your skull and lower. And if this is really huge for some bodies, you can take the block or the blanket that you had underneath the back of your skull and bring it right back so that the mid-spine comes out of this back bend. So this is called supported fish. Arms are out by the side like a T. Knees are bent. Let the back body slacken. And then breathe that breath. Come into the Ujjayi breath in through the nose for a comfortable count. And exhale for that same count. Equal breath. Samavriti here. Come into that equal breath in and that same breath out for 5 or 6. Let your body melt and dissolve into this shape. Feel and sense where you're at in this moment. And then we'll come into this in a moving otter, a moving twist. So on your next natural breath, go ahead and take the right hand into the heart center. Let it glide right to the left shoulder, the opposite shoulder, down the arm. Let yourself roll the rib cage into the blanket, the head, maybe the hand, and then press it down all the way back as you roll back. And the arm, that right arm, starts to come out into that T-shape where you started. Take a deep breath there. And come on over to the other side with the left hand to the heart center. Feel now as it glides and slides all the way down the length of the arm, maybe. You can pause anywhere along this journey, along this line. You can take a breath or two, or continually in a fluid-like motion, nice and smooth and like we're in slow motion, like the second hand on a clock. Let yourself glide. So now back and forth, right hand, feeling and sensing the roll. The knees will point in the general direction that you're moving. And then as you press into the blanket, feel and sense that area start to mold and move. These subtle shifts. What does that feel like in your body? Come into that evenness of the breath for one more each side now. Inhaling for 6 and exhaling for 6. And then come back to that T shape. Take a deep inhale and a deep exhale and feel the shape. And has it shifted? Is there any subtle changes from the start? Can you breathe a little deeper in this shape? Is the breath smooth without that jaggedy edge? And then from here, go ahead and roll to your side and go ahead and take that blanket out and come to a flat spine now. And just feel for a moment. We're going to scan the body right from the base of the spine all the way upward. Notice what that's like for you. Feel all the sensation in the back of the pelvis to the shoulders. If the knees are bent, lengthen through one leg and then the other. Feel and sense what flat is like from the heels all the way through the back of the legs to the sit bones. From the sit bones all the way up through the shoulders to the back of the skull. A light little rock at the back of the head here. And then pause and take a deep breath. And let's go ahead and come on over to the right side. Use your lower arm as a pillow. If you need the blanket in between the arm and the head, please do. And then take your top arm and let it rest on the top edge. We'll come into Celtic Cross now. So with that beginner's mind, let's remain curious now. As you close the eyes, feel the top shoulder that's closest to the ceiling. So often we move our shoulders through the arms and allow the shoulder to be a side effect of the arms moving. It lives so close, they live so close to the mind that they might carry all of our struggles and our burdens. So we'll break it up in bits and pieces just in case they are frozen or they have a lot of pain and discomfort. So nice and slowly feel that top shoulder and drag it to the top earlobe. And then drag it away as far down as you comfortably can. Drag it up to the earlobe and let the shoulder initiate, start the movement, and then let it drag down. And now notice as it drags up this top hip, where does it move to? And as it drags down, what happens to that top hip? Now let's come deliberately into it. So shoulder comes up towards the ear. Feel that top hip move away. Shoulder drags down. Let the hip move up a little closer. And two more just like that. Shoulder shrugs, hip moves away. You reach the shoulder down and the hip comes closer. And one more, a little quicker. Then relax that effort. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And let's carry the shoulder forward and back now. So on your next natural breath, with the arm resting on the top edge, let the shoulder roll forward as far forward as you comfortably can, and then hit the pause button. And feel the contraction of the chest muscles, the muscles of the shoulder, the belly, maybe even the neck. And then roll the shoulder backward and then pause and feel that light little back bend. Maybe you feel the contraction all the way through the back, the top side. And now let's come forward and back in a continual movement. Notice how it feels. Eyes are closed, so you can witness this beginner's mind, like we just exploring this shoulder, this top shoulder for the first time. How slow can it move in this direction, forward and back? And as it comes forward, what muscles contract? And as it moves back, what muscles come to play? And then relax. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, soften, soften, soften. Let's bring that all together now. So all four distinct directions. On your next natural breath, drag the shoulder up to the earlobe. Let it move back and then drag it down. slowly forward in this large circular motion, up, back, down, and forward. And now the circular motion, start to make it a little smoother. A little more fluid-like. Maybe one more in this direction. And then pause. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And a ha. Let's drag that shoulder up. Roll it forward. And down. Back. Up. All the way forward and down. Feel the smoothness. Are there any sticky parts in here? Are there any pain? Is not an option. So any discomfort or heightened sensation, you can semicircle through it. Pain? No. Stay away from it. So maybe a smaller circle, maybe a little slower, or you can visualize this whole exercise and have a miracle moment you will receive. So one more breath here. As you relax, go ahead and come onto your back body. Bent knees, heel toe them a little wider. Let the inner knees knock here. And feel for a moment one shoulder through the collarbone, the clavicle, to the other. Notice this upper triangle. Where is it highlighted? Where can you feel more sensation? Relax through the jaw. In my body, I feel a lot of sensation in one of my shoulders. It was a lower shoulder this time. All the way up the neck, all the way to the center of the brain. Where is it for you? One more breath there. There's no right or wrong here. Feeling something, you're doing it right. Then drag the hips over to the other side, roll over onto your left side, and notice how you feel. So here we are, resting on our lower arm, top arm right on the top edge, as much as you can. See if you can relax in this shape. If you need a little bit of support, use it. Either a blanket in between the knees if your hips are sore, or you can use it as a pillow. And then go ahead and feel that top shoulder, the top arm, and come into your breath now. On your next natural breath, drag the arm up and feel the shoulder. Initiate the movement. So the shoulder will drag towards the ear and then allow it to drag away from the ear. And what is the relationship with that top hip now? Feel it drag up to the ear, drag away, and what's happening with that top hip? So as it drags up to the ear, let that top hip move down, away from it. As the shoulder drags down, let the hip move towards it. And now move like that. Shoulder up, hip away, shoulder down, and the hip comes towards it. How about two more just like that? Notice that top edge. A little bit of movement here. Eyes are closed. It might feel very large in the body. And then relax that effort. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. From here, let's come forward with the shoulder and pause. Feel your full range of motion forward and notice the muscles that come in the chest, the neck, the belly. And then go ahead and roll that shoulder back, the top shoulder. Feel the arcing sensation in the back. And now bring that together. Shoulder forward. Sense and feel the contraction. And then back. That top half of the back. Notice what you feel. 2, 3, or 4, plenty. So maybe one more forward. And then one more back. Hit the pause button, take a breath. And aha. Let's bring that all together now. On your next natural breath, let the shoulders slide up and then backward, downward, and then forward. 4 distinct locations. Breaking it up. And then we'll bring it all together in a smooth, continual, circular motion. Notice the fluidity of this shoulder and what it feels like in your body. Start to smooth it out just a little more. Maybe one more circle this way. Then relax. Take a deep breath. Exhale it all out. On your next natural breath, shrug it up and then forward this time. Down and backward. All the way up. Forward. Down and back. Now continue. And notice how this feels. Does this side feel a little bit more like it's a natural movement? Or is it more like rocket science? A struggle? Just notice. Have some fun with it. And remind yourself, it's a practice. This is a cumulative. So if you've been having pain in the shoulders, you'll want to do this practice at least 3 times weekly until that pain and discomfort leaves the body, and then maybe only once in a while. So go ahead and come onto your backs now. We'll come into a body scan as we close our practice. So let yourself rest on your back. You can use the blanket as a blanket over the body. Or you can bring it underneath the back of the thighs. As we rest here together, let your awareness scan from one shoulder to the other. Notice the sensation, the highlighted areas. Challenge yourself to find that beginner's mind once again. From the shoulders down through the rib cage, feel and sense that deep relaxation. The little subtle sensations through the legs. They might be splayed out. Let yourself rest a little more. And if you have 5 minutes here, observe the body as your body absorbs all of this goodness. and rewrites the script to ease this well-being from the inside out. And thank you for your practice. Namaste.